want people in the industry to be a little bit louder.
Beta! 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 Beta!
About people being to other people. And maybe say it's not a good thing.
Real women are having their lives ruined.
Yeah.
Maybe say we don't want you around if you're going to be a
You have to force behaviors.
And that the games industry is diverse naturally. Not because anyone's making them be diverse. Because the world is diverse, you stupid motherfucker. And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No.
Up an event like this? No, Keemstar does though, but she refused. She didn't want this to happen, backing down instantly. And then, of course, after a bunch of time and kind of back and forth messages, her trying to act all tough, showing her muscles, saying things like she doesn't even need to train, she decided to block me yet again. And keep in mind, she had unblocked me for a short amount of time to talk and respond, and then she blocked me again.
I knew you'd come. I need help!
You guys are absolutely insane. I asked for just 201 brand new subscribers, and instead you guys gave me 220. It's like every video you guys keep outdoing yourselves. I doubt you'll be able to keep it up, but a promise is a promise. My acoustic rendition of My Little Pony is in the works as promised. But I'll tell you what, if we manage to get 230 subscribers, I'll animate that Alyssa Mercante and Vera Dark fight, since we can't get it because, well, Alyssa is a coward whose mouth is writing checks her ass can't cash, which goes into today's topic. Shadow of the Erdtree is coming out on Friday. Oddly enough, the same day as YouTube pays me. So this Friday is going to be awesome. Of course, I will be playing it, so I want all of you to leave me alone when it comes out. These next 2 days, I'm going to give you as much content as I can, but so God help me, if you interrupt me as I am playing Elden Ring, I will torment all of you with Alyssa Mercante's OnlyFans. So don't even try it. If you couldn't tell, yes, I am very hyped up for this DLC. It's like the one good thing I'm going to have this month. And I know I'll be beating it within like 2 to 3 days, but I don't care. Elden Ring is easily one of the greatest video games ever made. It cannot be argued. Oftentimes I find myself wanting to jump back into the game to capture some gameplay footage for the videos, and before I know it, it's 3 a.m. and I'm wondering where all the time went. That's what happens when you make a good video game. It's addicting. It's quite easy to get lost in, and it doesn't have to respect your time because you go out of your way to make time. A foreign concept to the modern day developer who doesn't know how to entertain a gamer. So this expansion is most likely going to be better than every single other video game released this year. Personally, if you ask me, it's probably deserving of another runner-up for Game of the Year. A piece of DLC winning Game of the Year? Only From Software can pull that off. And I'm trying to get as much important information on this DLC as I can. I'm drooling. I want all the lore dump. But unfortunately, Kotaku decided to choose Alyssa Mercante to review this piece of DLC. And the psycho bitch couldn't help but make the review all about herself. And it is absolutely ridiculous. Let's take a look.
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree review. Massive, menacing, and magnificent by Alyssa Mercante. I was into playing Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, the massive singular expansion for From Software's award-winning 2022 action RPG. I realize it's paralleling my real life.
Yay! Imagination Christmas! I got a pogo stick. I got a hula hoop.
Until Elden Ring, I avoided Souls-light. Their punishing difficulty and rigid boundaries have frustrated me immensely. I hit a wall in Dark Souls Remastered and gave up. Barely touched Bloodborne, when avoided Sekiro like it was a poison swamp. In the real world,
women aren't funny.
I have mostly avoided the ire of homophobes and misogynists in the games industry, ready an article that temporarily shakes them up before fading into relative obscurity once Reddit refreshes. But now I am willing, subjecting myself to arduous adventure, running headfirst into a proverbial wall to shake it off, back up and run into it again.
And she's a stunning woman.
Outside of the lens between and the Shadow Realm, I have spent nearly 4 months as the subject of a near-endless harassment campaign. It feels at times like logging on for a day of work is akin to walking through a boss store over and over again.
Holy cringe! Oh my god! Why is this chick paid to do anything? This birthing person really wants equal pay for such a shitty ass article? Never mind the fact that this female Wojak has been an absolute PR nightmare for Kotaku, but they go ahead and have her be the one reviewing this DLC when she basically admits she's never liked the franchise, she's not into it. Not until she inserted her own delusional mindset into the franchise. What, does she beat Radon and think to herself, yeah, that's me fighting misogyny, that's me fighting transphobia, that's me proving men can be women. The fucking gall of this chick. This is the most unprofessional approach to a review I have seen in a long time. This is right up there with the Jim Sterling review, always making social commentary where it doesn't need to exist. It's inappropriate. Poor Alyssa Mercante, she's suffering so hard, getting a high position, doing absolutely nothing, being a former OnlyFans model who admitted on Twitter that she would rather go back to doing that than reviewing and writing for video games. She has to drag herself to the computer, and that's already asking too much of her. These moral purists entering the industry was the biggest mistake ever made. Kotaku knew what they were doing. They wanted her to write this piece so that they could join their friends IGN in the popular practice of spreading misinformation and slandering developers, gamers, and anyone alike who doesn't agree with their own worldviews. Not only is she not qualified to talk about this game, she's not qualified to talk about video games in general. All the men that were sitting in that room with her as she was pounding her chest, acting like she could take on the world with her fists, are all a bunch of beta soy cucks. Pathetic, weak, spineless men who support this delusion. This is a review for a piece of DLC, not an opportunity for you to vent your frustrations about your shitty ass life that you are responsible for, okay? Every single thing happening to you is your own doing. You want to run your mouth. You want to cry about how there's white supremacy in the industry and it's misogynistic and patriarchy. And yet every single doofus in that room with you agreeing was basically a man, disproving your entire delusion. I swear, you give a woman power and it goes straight to their head.
It is crazy. We say to give a woman power is like to give a gun to a monkey.
They really think they're fighting some big culture war and they're on the forefront, taking all the hits and being the hero, when in reality, all she does is divide gamers. Alyssa Mercante, with her shitty-ass politics being involved in the industry, has done more damage than good. If you want to spread the message of equality, video games are not the medium to do it. I take that back. If you want to do that, fine. But if you want to be a game reviewer, you leave your biases at the front door. You don't open up a review making it all about yourself, hoping people sympathize, because nobody is. We're all annoyed. This chick has no place in the video games industry. She is Frosk 2.0. Nobody likes her because right here within the first paragraph of her review, she admits that she likes to just rile up and shake gamers with her shitty ass takes. Why would you further tarnish the reputation of Kotaku by admitting to such a thing? Why would Kotaku approve of this? And most importantly, where is the money coming from to allow someone like Alyssa Mercante to continue flapping her gums and making a fool out of herself and video games journalism?
Bissell, I even made that connection between my real world and FromSoft's game world. I subconsciously attack Shadow of the Erdtree with determination, as if besting a boss would bleed into my everyday and imbue me with a higher tier of self-confidence. Much like how it feels to receive near-endless hate comments from anonymous accounts or angry middle-aged men.
Oh, cringe! Cringe! So cringe! Kill me, please! I want to die. And to think there are some people out there who legitimately read that and say, slay, queen, slay. You tell them those middle-aged men ain't got nothing on you and your totally respectable previous OnlyFans career path. They have no idea how brave and stunning it is to be in Alyssa Mercante's shoes. Someone who has clearly never had to endure any sort of suffering. Seriously, no. The closest glimpse to what it's like to suffer for her comes from the difficulty of Elden Ring. And to think From Software actually gave her a code. Embarrassing. Miyazaki, why? You were the chosen one. Giving a code to Kotaku is less beneficial to you. The biggest promotion your game ever got was when you guys sent a life-size statue to Kaisenet, who clearly didn't even deserve it. But it doesn't matter that he didn't deserve it. It was a bigger promotion of your franchise than anything Kotaku could ever do for you. Somebody out there has to verify in the future who they're handing codes out to. Because the last thing you want is for a journalist to insert their real-world politics into their review of your product. It doesn't help it. Kotaku isn't doing very well. At this point, they are desperate for any kind of clicks. And if they can farm rage clicks, they'll do it because they don't really have a choice. And that is not a publication you want to send a product to. That publication is operating under bad faith, and they would sooner bring you and your company and your game down if you don't go along with the message, of course. Luckily for us, Alyssa Mercante didn't do that with her review of the DLC, but she left a sour taste within the first few paragraphs that got me, like countless others, to click off because it's toxic. She is not a victim, no matter how much publications try to push that narrative. Her and all of her associates are anti-white, openly anti-white, mind you, anti-straight male, and they really want to push this narrative that the industry is not caring or accepting of minorities, all while promoting and reviewing games that are heavily DEI. What you have here is a corrupt journalist. Her day-to-day life struggles are all social media related. Other than that, she gets to live a luxurious life where she can say what she wants, do what she wants, with no consequences. Now you tell me, is that somebody that screams victim? Is that somebody that screams, I must come and defend this person? No. She wants to tell all of her critics to check their privilege while completely ignoring the fact that she is the most privileged person in the room. Also, she's most likely under the influence of something. Why do you think she was wearing shades during that rant? If you look under them, you can see she is faded. That was a rant made under the influence of some substance. She is a nut job, she's got problems, and she's contributed hardly a single thing to gaming. And she's got that iDubbbz girlfriend hairdo. She definitely has a higher body count than list of personal, respectable accomplishments in life. She is not the type of girl you ever want to present to mom. Her antagonistic attitude towards gaming and gamers as a whole is a testament to where gaming media is at right now, in the same vein as Hollywood, overrun by the biggest fucking egos on the planet. Before you know it, Kotaku's going to invest in her own personal jet, and she's going to preach to everybody else about climate change. Because again, the only thing these websites don't discriminate against is clicks. They don't care where they come from. They don't care what they got to do to get it. They are desperate. So do not click on this article. Read it through other content creators Screw Kotaku, screw Alyssa Mercante, play Elden Ring, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Help me get to 80K, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.
Free Congo sucks ass.